Hi, Tyler. My name is Emily Sterling. I'm your VIAC counselor for today.
Hello.
Is it okay if we talk about some of your job goals today?
I'm really interested in graphic design and making video games. That's something I've been interested in for a while now.
Okay. What experience do you have so far with maybe video game development or computer stuff?
Okay, I haven't started in a program yet, but I'm in a class now at college that I'm taking at the university there and see if I could qualify for the program design. I don't have a lot of experience with testing video games, analyzing them, looking at them, and seeing what they're capable of doing yet. But that's something that I'm interested in. I just don't have a lot of experience yet.
Okay. Did you take a lot of... Well, tell me actually about some of the general ed classes that you're taking now and how they're going.
I'm sure. I've been making good grades, but I struggle with math. And I'm trying to improve my math skills. And I've had problems with math before, and I've found someone to help me with it. Other than that, my experience has been fine. Engineering.
Okay, I think that's a really good goal. What math class is it? Is it a 10-10 class?
Right now, it's a freshman class to start with English, writing, reading, and math. Those are the three classes that I'm taking right now. Before I took some other classes. I'm not really sure the exact name or number of it, the ones that I took before. I took one around 20. I'm not sure what the number is.
Okay, 16 credit hours is a lot.
That's true. That is a lot for me to manage. And I feel like a freshman, maybe I should have less.
That's understandable. So the goal then is video game designer. And you understand that math is a big part of that and that it's one of those challenges that you're going to have to meet at school. Are there other options that you've also explored that might be in the same area that you might like to do?
Yeah, okay. I'm not sure exactly yet. That's my long term goal. I need to do some deeper analyzing and research on the internet for other things that are around that. If I could find something else that I like, a different company for game design, things that they need, the skills that you have to have. I'd like to do something like that. I'm just not exactly sure.
Okay, that's a really good plan. I'm glad that you've kind of worked it out from the bottom all the way up to the top. And I think it's great to be thinking about some type of plan B that you can also do. Because I think most people when they go in and they do some type of training in college, they don't always end up staying with the thing that they choose first. Sometimes they find other things that they love to do while they're there. I know I did.
I understand. I understand. Really, a lot of people have a tendency to, change their major, and they find something else that they know about it that they like. I know several people like that. They've said if you enjoy college or going to work, you may not like that job, and so it's important that you enjoy what you do. Video gaming is what I prefer, and that's the major that I'm really interested in. But it's not always simple. It's not always a simple concept.
Okay. Have you met with an academic advisor about what classes you'll need to take in order to get there?
Not yet. My advisor's supposed to contact me, and we're gonna have a call through Salt Lake City Community College, and so we need to set up a schedule for design, for video game design. And to call and see if I qualified, but Salt Lake City Community College, maybe another college may be better, and that's the problem. Making sure that they have the technical system that we need. I've thought about Gallaudet too. I've been interested in that, but I don't know. We'll see if we can take care of that.
sounds like you've done a lot of research into your goals and that there's some more research that you want to do, and maybe it would be helpful to talk more with the people at UVU about what they require so you make sure all the classes that you're taking count, and maybe you don't spend any time on classes that aren't going to be of any use to you. I really appreciate your passion. I can tell you like what you're doing or what you're headed for.
One of the things I've talked about is it's important for me to have those basic classes and to make good grades in them. And naturally I need to go ask some questions, see what the required courses are, things like that, to make sure that I have VR advocacy for that. How do I explain this? I have to be patient because those kind of things haven't happened yet.
Okay, and are you getting the accommodations that you need from the School Disability Resource Center?
Sure, I have a very good interpreter. I have a note taker. Sometimes it's hard to pay attention to the teacher and focus on that while they're writing stuff on the board and look at the interpreter going back and forth. I know that there are some things I miss when I'm taking notes, because here people can see it and get them to share things with me, and that helps. Yeah, I like having the interpreter there. It's just trying to find a hearing note taker that might help. Yeah, I can pay attention fine. It's just that there's multiple things that are going on at once.
Okay, that sounds rather frustrating. Have you talked to the Disability Resource Center about if you might qualify for a note taker?
Not yet, not yet. I've been trying to use the interpreter, and that's been fine, but we'll see.
Okay. sounds like you're on your path, on your way, getting started. You want to go collect some more information about the future with UVU, and also checking in with the Disability Resource Center to make sure that you get the accommodations that you need to be successful. What we try to do with each client is help them pick a job goal. And that's the very first step. And it sounds like you have that part. And then once we have the job goal, we look at having you do some research to make sure that it's the best choice and that it's going to be a match of your interests and your abilities, and also that it's going to match the job market once you get out. So one of the things you're going to be looking at, for example, with video game designer, is there are a lot of people who want to do that right now. So you want to make sure that when you go through a program, that there's going to be a job waiting for you when you get done or finished. And I know that, I don't know if you're in the research stage still or if we're helping you with school. Where are you at with your voc rehab process? What are you doing with your counselor?
I've asked about voc rehab being able to pay for my education, and he emailed me some information about that, which classes I was taking, my basic education classes, books, tuition, get money for those things, and we've discussed it. Voc Rehab said that they would pay for books in the future, but right now, I'm only a part-time student, and so I've purchased used books, and that helps to save money.
Okay, so sounds like it's been a process to get to the point that you're at now, because you were in the research phase, and now you've got a plan, and you're just waiting to put it into action next semester.
Well, yeah, I've been talking with VR, and we have several different things I'm supposed to do. Things that are coming on along down the line. To pay for them, pay for my education and those kind of things. The ITP program, to get everything set up to take different kinds of classes. So, whatever.
Okay. Alright, so it sounds like what you and your counselor are doing right now is kind of making the path that you're going to be following in order to get to that end goal. And I know that a lot of clients are frustrated when they find that someone else is getting something and that they can't get something, or they're getting something that somebody else isn't getting. And it's all based on you. You are unique. Nobody else is like you. Nobody has the same needs. No one has maybe even the same interests. And all of these things that make you is the reason that voc rehab services are individualized. It's all about you. So I don't know if that helped explain the process any more to you. Do you have further questions?
No, everything's clear for me now. I understand. But thank you for everything. Thank you for contacting me, and it made it much more clear today. So thank you.
Okay, it sounds like maybe we can make a follow-up appointment to finish our job development and maybe talk about what you might find when you meet with an advisor at UVU. Is that okay if we end for today and schedule a follow-up?
Yeah, that'd be fine.